Page number 29. Let us read what happens next. His soldiers rushed out of his palace gates. His soldiers rushed out of the palace gates, caught the officer, and took him to the Sultan within moments. So, in few seconds, the officer was caught, and the guards brought him inside, and the plan of the officer was successful. What he wanted to do was to meet the king, and so he was brought before the Sultan. When the officer knelt before the Sultan, he was trembling with fear. He thought that Sultan might punish him. He had done something wrong. He had given the untimely call for azan. But then he gathered all his courage and explained why he had given the call for azan. Then, with shaking hands, his hands were shaking because he was giving the notice to the Sultan. He gave the summons to the Sultan. Sultan Ghiyasuddin took it without making any comment. He read the summons and told the officer to go back to the Qazi. He announced that he would appear in the Qazi's court the next day. As we have discussed, that Sultan Ghiyasuddin had deep regard for law. That is, he respected the law and he thought that even he was a king, he is not above the law, and as he has received the summons, he should go in the court. Now, even look at the character of Qazi. He was honest, he was upright, and he did not fear the king. He did not fear to send the summons to the king. So both were performing their own duties. The next morning, the Sultan got ready to appear before the Qazi. He hid a sharp sword in his robe and set out. When he got ready, he had hidden a sharp sword in his robe and set out. The courtroom was packed with people. Everyone was eager to see what would happen. The Qazi entered and took his place on the high seat of honor. In a little while, Sultan Ghiyasuddin entered the courtroom. Everyone stood up to show respect to the Sultan, but the Qazi did not get up. The Sultan stood in the docks and the trial began. So the next day, courtroom was packed. People were eager to see whether Qazi would give the justice. People were even eager to see whether the Sultan would appear and whether he would take the punishment. Qazi entered and took his place of high seat of honor. The place of the judge, the seat of the judge is always placed above everyone. That is the mark of respect. And as soon as Sultan entered, everybody stood. Stood why? To show the respect. But Qazi did not stand because that day Sultan came in the court not as a king but as somebody who has done a mistake, a wrongdoer. Sultan stood in the docks and the trial began. This is the enclosed space for the person who has done something wrong. He has to stand only in that enclosed place. The widow presented her complaint. The Qazi took note of the evidence and in a grave voice addressed the Sultan. Widow told everything what has happened. Qazi noted everything and with a serious voice he gave his decision. The judgment was done. You are guilty of causing the death of the only son of this poor widow. According to the law, you must pay a fine for this offense. I order you to do that without the delay. So judgment was given and a fine was imposed on Sultan because by mistake, even it was a mistake, even it was an accident, but the poor widow had lost her only son. So the Qazi had given the justice and he gave a punishment of giving the fine. The Sultan accepted the judgment and apologized to the widow. Apologizing is accepting the mistake, in short, saying sorry. He arranged to pay the fine immediately. The widow felt satisfied that the offense was brought home to the offender. So, what was done? The Qazi noted everything and Qazi imposed a fine on Sultan that he should pay a fine to the widow. Sultan accepted the judgment because he knew that even though it was an accident, but still a mistake had been committed. He apologized, that is, he said sorry to the widow, and fine was given. Arrangement of fine was done immediately. The widow was satisfied because she felt that the justice has been done, the Sultan had been given some punishment, and she was happy for the judgment. She was happy for the justice. When the case was over, the Qazi got up from his high seat of honor. Respectfully, he bowed to the Sultan and requested him to take his seat. As soon as the case was over, now the Qazi stood up and offered his high place of honor to Sultan. Please turn the page, last paragraph. The Sultan then drew the hidden sword from his robes and told the Qazi, I am happy that you did not waver in, in your duty. You did not hesitate to punish me, otherwise, I would have beheaded you with this sword. Now, see how these two great people, how these two great men were devoted towards the justice, towards the law. Sultan told the Qazi that he had brought the sword. Why he had brought the sword? In case the Qazi did not perform his duty, in case the Qazi hesitated, wavering is hesitation. In case you waver in your duty, I would have beheaded you. The Qazi then put his hand under the cushion where the Sultan was seated and brought out a whip. Qazi has hidden a whip. What is this whip? Chabuk. He said, Your Majesty, I am happy because you obeyed the law. Otherwise, I would have whipped you in the court. So, Sultan had decided that if the Qazi does not perform his duty well, he would behead him with the sword. And the Qazi had hidden a whip under his seat. In case Sultan did not obey the law, he would whip him. The Sultan then got up and embraced the Qazi. Thank God we both did our duty, he said. Everyone present in the courtroom praised the two great men because the Sultan, even though he was the king of the province, he came in the court, he accepted the judgment of the Qazi, he respected the law, he paid the fine, he apologized to the widow. And the Qazi, the wise, upright man, he did not hesitate to send a summons to Sultan, and he did not even hesitate to give a punishment to the king. So, what we understand from this lesson? Whatever you are, in whatever position you are, please respect the law of the country. Please respect and have a deep regard for the law. This is the message the Qazi and the Sultan has given us in the story. New words or the word meanings you can write from the textbook, page number 30, the same meanings I have given you. And for today's homework, write the meanings in your notebook, repeat the word meanings twice, and read the chapter again. You can read it one time, you can read it twice, understand it well, and if you don't understand any meaning, just